Hi, everybody. This is our September class, and I can't believe that we're this far into fall already and into the year. It seems like we just started in January. But today, I want to talk to you about raising the vibrations in your home. I just did this talk at the Mayo Center in Rochester, and I I really like it because I think it matters because our home is really just our body. It's like where we put our body. It if you're dreaming and you're dreaming about a house, it's usually about yourself and it's part of us. And so if we want to raise our vibrations, which we do so that we have greater immunity and more success if we raise our vibrations, then we want to do it in our home too. So, what I want to talk to you about is the fact that there were um, two beginners in the Greek mythology about health, and the first one was this wonderful man um, that was the father of medicine. Now, just a second, I'm going to tell you his name. Um, his name is uh, Asclepios, and he is the god of medicine. But what he wanted to do is he wants to fix it because he's a man. And so the thing is, men always want to fix our problems. So when we say something to them, right away their thoughts are going to, how can I fix this? Sometimes we just have to tell them, I don't want it fixed. I just want you to hold the bucket because women want to talk it out and figure it out. Okay, so Asclepios is still the god of medicine. And that's why we have so many pills, so many ideas that you can fix it with a pill. You can take away the symptom. But Asclepios has a daughter, and her name is Hygienia. And Hygienia is the goddess of health. So you have the god of medicine and the goddess of health. And what she wants to do is to make us stronger so that we don't need somebody to fix it, that we can take care of ourselves. That is what I believe that I want to do in life is I want to make people stronger so they can take care of themselves, so they can fix their problems. And one of the ways we can do that is by raising our vibrations. So we've talked about the vibrations a lot, and it's about the fact that at the bottom level is fear, blame, guilt, all those things that that we're always that we're always feeling bad about. Those are all based on fear, and they are all low vibrations. But we have other vibrations. We have the high vibrations that are based on love, and those are peace and tranquility and laughter and joy and love, the happiness part. And that is based on love rather than on fear. So that's where we want to get to. And there's a lot of things because, like I always say, there's a lot of things that, oh my goodness, I don't know, I just lost you all. Um, there you are. Okay. There's a lot of things that we can do. And the first thing that we can do, which you hear about all the time, is cleaning out the clutter. Now, this is where I have a problem with clutter. If something is bringing you joy, if it's something that is making you feel good, that's not clutter. That's not clutter. But if it's laying around and not in a proper place, then it can become clutter. There is something in this country that we are stuck on all the things we have, all the stuff. Do you know that when you drive along and you see all those sheds and storage units, that is the fastest growing business in the United States. There is almost 3 times more storage units than there are McDonald's. I'm not advocating that we have more McDonald's. I'm advocating the point that I don't understand why we have so many storage units. It's not like you go nightly or weekly or monthly to visit your stuff. Why do we have this emotional attachment to it? Now, a few years ago, when the people that were living during the Depression, we always said that they saved everything because that you might need it in the future. But that group is in their high 80s. So they're not the ones that have the storage units. It's us. It's people that are younger than that have stuff and they just can't let it go because there's some emotional attachment. And that's what I want you to think about. What is the emotional attachment? Now, my clutter is books. And I constantly have more and more books because I love them. I love the way they feel. I love the way, yes, could I read all the same things online? Of course. Of course you can. I can Google up almost anything that I have in a book. But I like the way they feel in my hands. I like the smell of them. Books are not clutter to me, even though I have a room full of them. Clutter is something that isn't good for you. Now, stuff clutter is one thing, but I don't think it's the most important thing. It is thought clutter that's much more dangerous to us. It is believed we have 60,000 thoughts a day and only 1,000 of them are new. So you're ruminating over the same things over and over again. You know, right now we have all of these shows, programs about Judge Kavanaugh. And I watch it and I think we probably should know more, but only because it is a Supreme Court. But my thought is they both remember something different. I watched yesterday and they both seemed to be very sincere about what it is they believe that they remembered. And I thought about the fact that Jill and I, only 4 years apart, my sister, a lot of times we'll talk and we remember the other one there, but I don't remember an incident she talks about, and she doesn't remember an incident I talk about. Every now and then that comes up. And it's like, how can you not remember this? Don't you remember when this happened or that happened? And I'll tell her, and she'll say no. And she'll say, well, don't you remember this? And I'll say, no, I don't remember that ever happening. So sometimes things that aren't important to us, we just let go. And that's what I'd like you to think about. These thoughts that you have over and over and over again, those clutter thoughts. What is the emotional attachment to that? What is the attachment that holds you to a certain thought, a certain feeling? This week, I was thinking about, because I was thinking about all of this Judge Kavanaugh stuff, and I thought about a young man that I used to date, and mostly we were friends for many, many, many years, but we also practiced kissing. And one night we were talking, and I said, well, I think that women can protect themselves because, my dad had taught me about the idea of, kicking and all of these things. And he said, that's ridiculous. And within a second, I was on my back. He was on top of me and he had his hand over my mouth. And he said, this is the problem. You weigh 120 pounds and I weigh 190 pounds. He was, now just a second, Daisy is right here. Daisy, go lay down, Daisy. Go lay down. Go. And he was a football captain and I was a cheerleader. Well, guess what? There was nothing I could do. And I felt a little afraid, even though I knew that my friend was not going to hurt me. But it made an impression on me. Now, I've never been raped. And I thank God for that. But I can imagine in my mind what kind of a terror that would be. Because I even felt that terror at that moment. That would be something, although nothing really terrible happened to this woman that was talking. I can't think of her name. Dr. I don't know. I mean, if he laid on top of her, there would be terrible fear that she would remember. But would he remember? I don't know. And not to get into that, but this is a huge thing about the Supreme Court. Otherwise, maybe it made no difference, except to her. And so we need to think about, what are we remembering? Is it something that you can let go? Is it something that no longer, not that it doesn't matter, but that you can't do anything about because it's over? Is there things like that in your life? Or is there anxiety, things that you worry about for the future? Both of those things are mind clutter. There's nothing you can do about it. You can live right now, this day, in your best possible way, so that the memories of this day will be good. And the belief that tomorrow will be better because you have made good choices today. And that is where we want to be. There's so much we can't do anything about. Why keep replaying it in your head? Think about mind clutter. Then there are people clutter. Are there people in your life that are emotional drains on you? Are there people in your life that cause you sadness and grief? Is there a way that you can move past them? Is there a way that maybe you shouldn't go out to dinner with them or go out for coffee with them or talk to them on the phone because they just cause you sadness? If you have people like that in your life, you either have to change the relationship or change the person to move them out. Because the thing is that you can't live your best life if you're constantly feeling drained. Now, often it isn't the other person. Often it's us, that we are allowing people to drain us to that extent. So think about that. Think about, where is the clutter in your life? Is the clutter in your life stuff? Is the clutter in your life thoughts? Is the clutter in your life people? And how can you change that? How can you, because that holds your vibrations down. So how we do that is we set an intention. We set an intention of, what do we want to feel? What do we want to feel? Speak that intention. I want to feel joy. If that is my intention, I want to live joy. I want to share joy. When I go to bed at the end of the night, I want to think of things that brought me joy. That's mine. What is it that you want to do? Speak it. Intend it. Set the intention. Speak that intention out loud. Write it down. Visualize it. What will your life look like if you are living in joy? And then expect it to happen. Expect it. Because if you're living it, it's going to happen. Whatever we focus on is what we get. Might not happen overnight, but it will happen. Because when we focus on it, that nice little raz back here on our brainstem starts to find those experiences for us. And we fill our life with them. We fill our life. Now, one of the ways that we can fill our life, and I don't quite know how to share my pictures, so I have to just show you. There's something called a bagula, and it's BAGUA. You can Google that, and it's going to look kind of like this. I'm going to put this up here for a minute. And this is Feng Shui, Chinese Feng Shui, and it has an idea. You put it up, and you put your front door right down here, and then you look and you see which corner of your house or your room is dedicated to certain things. Now, the only problem I have with this is if you have an old house, you might find that you really can't have all those things, because guess what? They don't work for you because the house isn't built that way. They are if you live in China, but they're not so much if you live in Wisconsin or Illinois or all the places that this is going to, California and Canada. It doesn't all work together. So what can we do? We can place objects in other places. If you will feel better if you feel the energy move in certain ways. So I do it room by room instead of in a great amount. And one of the things that you're going to find is up in this corner. This is your northwest corner of your room. That is wealth, power, and abundance. Now, what I hear from all of you, or many of you, is you would like more abundance in your life, more wealth. And remember, that comes from a lot of different things. But I think what you're speaking of when you talk to me is financial wealth. Well, what I have done is I have a little pot of it's called my pot of gold, and I put in golden dollars, and I put that in my northwest corner in my bedroom. And in my northwest corner in my living room, you will find a golden dollar. I have a little statue of a squirrel. I put that in the same place because a squirrel is always gathering. And so that is there. So do you see what I'm trying to think is if you have things that you want for your reputation, for fame, you might want to put something that you win in that part, or things that people care about. In your north east corner is your marriage and relationship. You might want to put a pink crystal in that area that has to do with the heart. Or you might want to put a picture of you and someone you love. Or if you want to bring someone into your life, put a picture of people that are in love in that corner. You move things to the place that you want them to be. You want the air to move easily in your house. That's the most important thing, is you want the energy to be moving. Now, if you have an area where there is no energy moving, you can hang a wind chime in that area. You can put a mirror that's mirroring other places. Our homes are a mirror of ourselves. If you come into your house and it's messy and it doesn't feel right, it is maybe something's going on in your life that feels messy and it doesn't feel right. When you clean your house, a drawer, all of a sudden the energy starts moving in your life. I know that's difficult to believe sometimes, but our home reflects our beliefs. It reflects our spirit, our passion, our interests. You know what? When you walk into someone's home, often you can feel what they're interested in. You see signs of it. What do they believe? When my life becomes overwhelming, I tend to clean because it's something I can do. And I know that when we feel stuck, we need to move. As simple as that. But sometimes when we're stuck, we don't know where to move. So we can clean, we can straighten up, we can make our mind go on something different. And then often the ideas, the feelings become better. I'm often asked by a realtor up in the Stevens Point area to come up and smudge a house. Because what happened, there was a house that somebody I knew had for 3 years that didn't sell. It didn't sell for 3 years. They'd had it a lot longer than that. And she asked me to come up and smudge it, and I did. And it sold within a week. So this realtor decided that I had some magical powers, which I don't, but he'll call me and want me to come and smudge. Now, when I'm talking about smudging, I'm talking of getting sage like this. Now, I was just with a shaman from the Oneida tribe, and he had sage, which I am going to get from, and it was from Rapid City, South Dakota, a store there that had something, I don't know, but if you just Google that, and it's a different kind of sage. This I get down at Funmakers Indian Post in Lake Delton, and you light it, it'll smoke. You have a dish, or I have a shell, and you take it around, and you can have, for me, I have feathers that can make the smoke go. This is sage and sweetgrass because I want to do sage, supposedly, cleans things, and sweetgrass brings in good energy. I don't know if that is what happens, or what I do is I sit in the middle of each room. Now, for example, let's say in the living room. I sit there, everything is gone out of that room. And I sit there and I intend, I visualize, I expect that a wonderful family is going to be there. And I tend to think about it as Christmas. I can imagine where they'll put their Christmas tree. I can imagine the laughter and joy, singing, music. I can see it in my mind. Then I go to the bedroom and I imagine people sleeping deep sleep and feeling good, having great dreams. I'm in the kitchen and I hear laughter and smell the good smells of cooking. And then the house sells because the house wants to have that joy in it again. I don't know sometimes how much I believe of all the things that happen and that I tell you about, but they happen. And I want you to try them. I've had a number of students that have done this for their own homes that they wanted to sell, and they happened. If it is your home, you want to make sure, if you want to sell it or if you're just living in it and want to raise the vibrations, you sit in each room and you picture what you want for that room. If you're selling it, you have to imagine that you're letting go of it and you want someone else to come in and love it. But it is your choice. It is your choice, because when we do these things, we are saying to God and the universe that this is what we want for our reality. So that's one of the things that you can do. Always, always expect to happen what it is that you choose, whether it's your health or whether it is vibrations in the house. You can't pray, you can't intend, you can't expect without expectation, because there's no faith in it then. The faith is the expectation. You believe that there is something, someone out there that has your back, that wants you to be healthy and happy. It is the expectation. It doesn't matter if it was the stroke or Clyde the tumor last year. What happened was, when I pray, I expect that to happen. I believe it'll happen. It doesn't necessarily happen the way I imagine it, but it does happen. You can use things like native objects, sacred objects, pyramids, animals. People believe in all sorts of different things, crystals, oils, whatever it is that you can can believe. Those are the things you're going to use in your house. If it's a diffuser for oil, well, let's go through all of your things here. We'll start with the idea of smells. And this is, we want them to be calming. There's some for calming, some for stimulating, some for uplifting, some for cleansing, and some for purifying. That's all going to raise your vibrations. Now, I'm going to be adding a PDF file to this, because I am not going to go through everything that is on here, because I think you'll be bored. But some of them that I put on was cedarwood, which is stress reducing, eucalyptus, cleansing, frankincense. I believe frankincense works for everything, but that's for releasing fears and calming and inspiring. Lavender, calming, soothing, relaxing. Lemon, uplifting, refreshing, mental alertness. In fact, they've even done studies with kids that have been smelling lemon, and they get better test scores. Lemongrass is cleansing and stimulating. And frankincense, myrrh, cedarwood raise the vibration, and they're seen in all the holy books as anointing oils. So sometimes when you're feeling a little down, you feel a little pressure, I put a little frankincense right on my forehead, because it's an anointing oil. It's part of the things that can make your intention real, that can raise your vibration. Make sure that they're good oils. I use Young Living oil, and if you want to know more about that, contact me. But make sure they're a pure oil that doesn't have a lot of synthetics in them, because otherwise you're breathing that in. You can have you can breathe them out of a bottle. You can use them aromatically in a diffuser. There's so many different ones. But you notice when you have a belief system for each one, how that works. So first we're using smell. Not that it's better than the other ones, but it's just the order I came to. The next one is color. Color makes a huge difference. In fact, something funny happened to me this last week, and I'm quite sensitive to colors, in that I believe in them. I make sure that rooms are painted colors that I really like, that feel good to me. I often wear black or brown because I have so many crystal jewelries that shine on when I have these colors on. I think that's the main reason that I wear those colors. But um, I was at that convention, and there was a woman there, a wonderful, wonderful woman that does color therapy, and she had a tent that was all filled with all these colors that she uses. And when I walked in, I felt a little dizzy, and I got a ringing in my ear, which is a sign of angels when you get a ringing in one ear. So I said, can we talk out here in outside your booth? And she said, sure. And she started to laugh, and she said, are you having a ringing in your ears? And I said, yes, I am. And she said, I have filled this place, my booth, with angels. And she said, you must be sensitive to colors. And I said, I am. And so she muscle tested me, holding different colors and what I needed to balance me. It was very, very interesting. And we talked a lot about her coming to this area to talk. And uh, she's thinking about coming for Mamacita Happiness class, which I'll tell you about at the end. But these are the things. Red is a tonic for anybody that catches cold easily. It's a detoxifier. It frees blood flow. So you might want to be looking at red if you are having colds all the time. Orange, that's really good for people with mental breakdowns, grief, fear of moving forward, and trusting your gut. It's related to your intestines, your lower abdomen, your kidneys, and your adrenal glands. Brown is soothing, security, and earthly support in stress, reliability, and elimination. Yellow, it's used against depression, clears negative thinking. It's connected to the pancreas, the liver, the gallbladder, the digestive system, stomach, skin, the lymph system, hot flashes. Gold is digestive, irritability, thyroid, rashes, and skin problems. Green helps with nausea, headaches. Nerve tonic helps the heart emotionally and physically. Turquoise, all age-related problems. And teeth, jaws, skin, throat, nervous system. Blue calms, cools the thyroid, the parathyroid, throat, lungs, arms, and base of the skull. And indigo connects the skeleton, especially the spine and pituitary glands and the sinuses. Black, black means you should look at your habits. If you just want to have black around you all the time, look at your habits. You may need some indigo in your life, and black talks about self-discipline. If you have hyperactivity, you might want to wear it for 3 days, and it's supposed to calm that. Silver, remember, each of us are connected with a silver cord to the spirit realm, and then we have cords to the people in our life. It stills emotions and restores equilibrium. It absorbs negativity, it calms the system, and allows the mental and physical functions to move freely. White, if people are all shut down, white will open them up. White encourages growth and new ideas and allows expansion and creativity. It is a great tonic. All right, so now we've done smells, we have done colors, and now we have crystals. I don't believe that smelling or putting my frankincense on or wearing a certain color or coloring your home a certain color or wearing a crystal is going to fix all your problems, because they're not magical any more than I am. But sometimes talking to me can help you with your problems. Sometimes the crystals can help you be focused and help you with your problems. Sometimes you touch one of them and it just feels special to you. And amethyst, that purple rock, has a deep spiritual vibration. Just a minute, please. I have allergies. The amethyst has a deep spiritual vibration. It also helps with worry, depression, and fear, making you feel safe. So if you have a lot of fear and you have an amethyst around, every time you look at that amethyst, you can think to yourself, I'm safe. Right now, I'm safe. I can let it go because right this minute, I'm safe. Citrine. Citrine is one of my very favorite, and it's yellow, and it's supposed to absorb the color from the sun, and it's about happiness and energy and abundance. Fluorite is fresh and clear energy. It organizes and clarifies your thoughts and brings peace to your emotions. It enhances self-love and helps you with your thoughts. A garnet is passion, sensual perception, and courage. A lepidite is lightness, joy, love, harmony, fairy-like energy. Moss agate heals on a deep level, harmony, deepening the connections with plants and animals and the earth. Obsidian absorbs negativity, creates clarity and serenity, and it draws off the effects of excess energy. Rose quartz, remember I told you that would be a good thing to have in your corner where your love and romance is. Rose quartz is a heart-opening, soothing, healing, relaxing energy, intensifies love. White, clear crystal purifies and amplifies. Charge it with your intention and have it manifest your desire and manifestations. Now, one thing about the white crystal, it magnifies everything. So if you are in a bad mood, do not wear white crystal. It will magnify it. White crystal will magnify a room that is filled with harmony. It will feel even better when people walk into it. Now, there are thoughts about healing and hearing, and we know that certain music can make us feel so much better than other music. I had a young client one time that came in, and he was suicidal, and the reason I saw him was he had been to a number of other practitioners, psychologists, psychiatrists. He had doctors. They all knew I was seeing him. And my question was, what are you listening to? And he was listening to some very violent music. I asked him to not listen to it for 2 weeks, in which he did. He came back after 2 weeks, and he was, all of his meds were cut in half just by changing what he was hearing, what was different in his life. Music can make a difference. We know we have these tracks where we have one that we exercise to, and one that when we're feeling good, and one when we're feeling bad. Those kind of things. Because sometimes there's music that you just want to feel bad for a little bit. You have your heartbreak songs, and sometimes that's okay. Just to feel that for a bit and then know that when it's done, it's done. But another thing, and if you want to attract fairies, if you believe in fairies, angels are another thing. And actually, fairies are only nature angels. But if you want to attract these things, you want to use bells. Now listen. Think of how you feel when you hear different sounds. How they make you feel, the different sounds. And different sounds bring clarity to places. Another thing that I use for sounds is I have a number of drums that and what I do know is that I have drums at my work, and when I have someone that's having heart problems, I've had people that couldn't regulate their pulse. And when I did this under hypnosis to the rate that the pulse was supposed to be under hypnosis, what happened is the client, his body regulated and went to exactly the beat that he wanted it to be. So sounds make a big difference. The crystals, people believe that everything has a consciousness. Everything in our life, especially things from the earth, was all created by the same person that created us, the same energy that created us. Maybe not a person, the same energy that created us, created the rocks and the water. And Dr. Emoto talks about putting words on water and how it changes the vibration. If talking to your plants changes the way they grow. Everything has a consciousness. And the crystals are one of those things. The oils are one of those things. Everything that is of nature. Color is of nature. So now let's move on to angels. Now, angels, we know, are mentioned in the text for the Christians and the Jewish people and the Muslim people. In all of our holy books, they talk about angels. But also people that believe in, those are people that believe in one God. People that believe in many gods, they also believe in angels. And people that believe that everything is energy and everything is sacred, they also believe in angels. So anybody that believes in something believes in angels. In fact, 72 to 85% of Americans were polled to believe in angels, and 32% say that they've had an occurrence with an angel. Now, people fight about religion all the time, but nobody fights about angels. Angels are pure, divine love. That's what they are. They just want what's best for us. But although they're very, very powerful, they can't do anything unless we ask, because we have free will. But if we ask, they're willing, they're hopeful to help us. And so I want to tell you about some of them. And this is how you get an angel to come to you when you're ready for that, is you say it, you ask loud, you request it loudly, or you think it, you write it, you visualize one of these angels coming to you, all of these things. But then you affirm it with gratitude, expectation. You expect that they're going to come to you. And so you say, thank you. Thank you for coming. Because you have expected, because you've asked for it, and they have come to you. Now, it is believed that we each have two angels. One is loud, and that works on our divine purpose, keeps reminding us. And sometimes you think of it as your consciousness. Or conscience. It keeps telling you, don't go that way, go this way. What are you thinking about doing that? It's loud. The other one is quiet and comforting. It soothes us. The Bible talks about Michael, Gabriel, and some Bibles talk about Raphael and Uriel. The ancient Jewish text expands that to 15 archangels. But they're sweet spirits of light. Everyone agrees on that. They love you to invite them into your home and your office. And you can just say, please bless me with your presence, that I may be more mindful, joyful, and kind. Please live in my presence, so I may be more loving, non-judgmental, and clear in my intentions. Ariel is the lioness of God. She deals with physical needs. She's also a nature angel and works with Raphael to heal animals. The Jewish text says that every blade of grass has an angel saying, grow, grow, grow. Sometimes in the middle of the summer, we wish that angel would just slow down a little bit. Azrael is whom God helps. This is the angel of death and helps the departed souls to heaven. Camille, he who sees God, he may help you to find lost objects, but his real job is to ease anxiety and bring peace. Gabriel is the messenger of God. He brings messages. He brought the message to Mary about Jesus. And his favorites happen to be writers, teachers, and parents. And people that want to become parents should be talking to Gabriel. Haniel is glory of God. This angel helps with clairvoyance, and she also helps with a woman's monthly cycles. Jeremiel means mercy of God. This poor angel is really busy because he deals with emotions. He encourages us to take inventory of our lives, encourages us to forgive. He's always helping with positive change. Jophiel is beauty of God. I like Jophiel because he heals negativity and the chaos in life. His job is to lift up the negativity in the environment and bring beauty to our thoughts, our homes, our offices. So he loves artists. Metron, he's really Enoch, and he deals with childhood issues and learning disabilities. He watches over children on earth and in heaven. And he lived his life so spectacularly that only 2 people that we know of, that we've been told in the Bible of, have gone to heaven and become an angel. Otherwise, when your departed people, the people that you love, die, they do not become your guardian angel. They become your guide. They can become your guide. They can become a spirit that you can talk to, but they are not angels. Only 2 humans have ever become angels, and Enoch is one of them. Michael, he who is like God. Michael is really one of the top archangels. He is very much about courage and protects soldiers and policemen and firemen. He releases us from fear and doubt and protects us from negativity. Sometimes when we're really afraid of something, Michael will come. And, he has the brazen blue sword. And Michael is someone that you can call on when you need more courage. Raguel is a friend of God. He brings harmony to relationship. He's helping to heal, and he helps to heal misunderstandings. Raphael, he who heals, he heals and guides healers. So if you are working in some way with people, he may be one of the people that you need to connect to. If you're ill, connect to Raphael. Ask him to help you. Expect that he will. They have a lot of power. Raziel carries the secrets of God. It's said that he sits so close to the throne of God that he hears all of the secrets. He deals with the spiritual and psychic blocks. He deals with dreams, interpretations, and past life memories. The divine wisdom helped Noah. They believe that Raziel is who went to Noah and convinced him in his dreams about building the ark. Sandalphon was the prophet Elijah, and is known as the twin spirit of Metron, Enoch, and he helps people that have aggressive tendencies. So he is the one that comes and helps people when they're angry. Uriel is the god of light, And remember, he's one of the ones that is named with Raphael, Michael, and Gabriel. This angel is wisdom. He illuminates our mind with insight and new ideas. He told Noah about the flood. Zadkiel is righteousness of God. He heals memory problems and helps with all mental functions. He also helps Michael protect us and release us from the lower energies. You can get, for centuries and centuries, people have worn one of these angels on a necklace. You can Google them and get whichever one you need, and all this information will be in the PDF file. If you have trouble getting that PDF file, please contact me on email, jane@skybluedreams.net, and I will privately send it to you. Sometimes people have trouble getting them. Trees are another thing that raise vibrations. I am very connected with trees. If I can't feel energy of anything else, I can feel the tree energy. And I feel sometimes when I touch the tree, it's almost like I know what its name is. It's like I know that I'm protected by my trees. An oak tree is a superstar of the trees, and it's sacred in mythology. They are known as magical and manifest prosperity. The oak has also been a symbol of war for Germany, America, and the ancient Vikings. It helps achieve victory. Now, so if you're having a problem and you need to overcome it, have victory from it, you might want to go to an oak tree, take an acorn, set the intention into that acorn of what it is you want, and carry it in your pocket. When you get what it is you want, you take the acorn back to the tree and thank the tree. This is something that people do in a lot of countries, in a lot of places. The willow is always magical, and mystery is in stories, and it's the tree of enchantment. Willows are also associated with death in mythology. It's a strong conductor of energy. It's used for magic wands. It's also used for brooms to sweep away negative, stagnant energy. But it also has the salicylene acid that becomes aspirin, and used to be used often in a tea to reduce pain, emotional pain, and from the pain from grief and physical pain. The pine tree is clarity. It is a scent, especially part of that is concerning finances. It clears anything that doesn't serve you. It also helps with congestion, mental clarity, respiration, and circulation. It can purify any room. Elm trees use it a lot, Bach flower remedies, and it's used to heal depression. The elm supports you during transitions. The apple tree, found in the legends of King Arthur in Avalon, known as the Apple Island. A Norse goddess, Idun, is over apples and eternal youth. When you cut the apple horizontally and see the 5-pointed star, it's a symbolism of the elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. If you believe in the apple cider vinegar, there is a whole book about Bragg's apple cider vinegar and all the things that apples can do for you. The palm tree is not sentimental or sympathetic, but a palm is good energy when you want to clear out old stuff. If you want to reinvent yourself and step into your power, visualize a palm tree. You probably can't all sit under a palm tree, but you can get a small palm tree and put it in your home if you're ready for a transition. Now, another thing that people use, shamans use, I have always been aware of animals, because the animals, I think, come to us when they have something to tell us. So a bear, when you do a shamanic journey, you do it to find a power animal often. So the bear is telling you to face your burdens, fears, and courage. Your spirit animal, it can be a spirit animal, and if it is, the bear totem may be telling you that you are a leader or a healer. Now, because I believe that it's important to have things we love that bring us joy around us. This is a small card of a big picture that hangs in my office, and this just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh every time I see it. I believe that bear was hypnotized, but in truth, I talked to the man that took that photo, and he's a wildlife photographer, and he said that he heard this bear coming, and he said it made very loud noises when it was climbing the tree, and he wanted the bear to know that he was friendly and he was there. So he started to sing a lullaby, just hum it real quietly, a lullaby. And the bear went up onto the branch and laid down and slept for 20 minutes. Now, I don't sing lullabies, but I do use soft words, and people usually are resting for 20 minutes. If you are doing a power nap, it's 20 minutes. Now, this guy appears to be doing a power nap, and 20 minutes he laid there, and then he got up and he went away. A cat, if that's your totem animal, is resourceful, strong, and fearless. You will be encouraged to express an agility, body, and mind. A dog, you may prize loyalty, faithfulness, and dependability. And that totem will make you feel protected. Frogs, unexpected changes in your life. Frogs will guide you through easily. Turtle will assist you in ancient wisdom. Turtle will help you feel grounded. Otter, to remind you of fun. And wolf is a totem of endurance. In Greek mythology, there are two opposing views that you need to look at. I have animal symbols all around my house. I have, because one of my totems is a wolf, I have a big stuffed wolf in my bedroom on the back of a couch. I have turtles because I want wisdom and I want to be grounded. What is in your house that shows who you are? If I walked into your house, would I know who you are? If I could, it's probably that I would know who you are out of your house. It isn't just your house. Remember, your house is only a mirror of you. If your house is chaotic, that energy will be with you. If your house is clear, that energy will be with you. I hope you've enjoyed this class, and I will send out that it's up, and I will attach the PDF file. If you have any trouble, please contact me. Oh, and I told you I would tell you about the Mamacita Happiness class. I realized that after my kids, when they were growing up, many kids called me Mama Jane. And then other people started calling me Mama Jane. People that didn't know my kids. And it became more and more. And then I had a student who called me Mamacita all the time. And I loved it. It all of a sudden, it seemed to me that Mamacita was a piece of who I was. That I was Mamacita. And I looked it up, and it is Little Mama. And I think all of us as women are little mamas. We all are, whether you've given birth or not, we are nurturers as women. We nurture animals, we nurture earth, we nurture people, we nurture everything except ourselves usually. We are nurturers. But there's another part of Mamacita, and it's a hot mama. And I also would like to be a hot mama. I like both of these things, the nurture that women are and the sensual being that we are. So I decided that I was going to have something called Mamacita Happiness Camp. And it's going to be next June. It's going to be over the summer solstice. It's going to be in the Wisconsin Dells. All sorts of fun things are going to happen, and it's all going to be fun because fun and joy is nurturing. What we need to do and what we will do at Mamacita's Happiness Camp is we will get rid of what we no longer need, and we will hang on to what we want. What is our intention? What brings us joy? Because the more joy we have, the more joy everyone around us will have. And I really believe that the problem with the world right now is that we have too much fear and too little joy. And the more people that can create the joy and the harmony and the peace and the love, the better our world gets. We start with ourselves, and the better the world gets. So if you need a time to renew, recharge, and relax, Mamacita's Happiness Camp might be exactly what you need next summer. You'll hear a lot more about it before that. So that's the end of this class, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please send me some feedback so I can know that you have gotten it and how you feel about it. Good day to all of you. Bye-bye.